Hi, all curious minds. In this video, I want to cover a topic that I receive, a question that I receive quite often from junior developers who try to get into the IT, or even from senior developers who try to switch to another organization or in another job role. And this question is quite simple: is what language should I learn? They are mostly are trying to figure out should they learn Java or PHP or TypeScript or Go, Rust, Python, and the list goes on and on and on. But I tell a simple answer. English. I tried to write a blog post about this topic, but when I was talking and writing it, I thought thought about this it's not so well valid from me because I still have problems with my English. But this is my number one advice when somebody asks me this question. So why I'm saying this? In my experience with 10 plus years in the IT, I had to face with many issues around communication. First, it's quite obvious I was struggling with the same issues, like what language should I learn, what programming language. Should I learn Java, Go, PHP, or something similar like that? The answer was simply it depends on the organization. Or the project. Project. So it depends on the organization. If you are in the organization, they have a policy to use Java, then you need to learn Java. If they are using a microservice architecture and they try to, well, introduce a new front end, then you may learn TypeScript. Or if you are working on a backend application, you may want to learn Go. Or on the server side, you may want to choose Python. But the common issue is you need to learn. And the most actual information about out there are on, well, on documentation sites talking about different kind of tools. Or Stack Overflow. Or Stack Exchange or similar forums. Where people usually speak in English. and books. I'm not a native English speaker. I'm a Hungarian person. So if you think about that new technology just came out, they try to write the documentation. After that, they may have a public forum that the community can talk about it. And after that, it may resolve in a book that you can read. And this book needs to be translated to a foreign language. Then, when the foreign language book came out, this technology is it will contain outdated information. So to improve this process, you should invest in learning English. Just to learn the different new concepts out there. The second part. Well, you may think about I can write the code, I can create a function, this is quite simple concept, but to understand what the other guy is saying you, so what will be your to do, then you need to understand. And this is why I agree upon this concept. Collaboration first, code second. What this means? You need to somehow ask for help, describe a different kind of coding problem to another person. And before you are actually able to code something, you need to collaborate it on it with your teammates, or in a on an open source project, or just for asking for help on Stack Overflow. So this is why simply the second point where I just want to mention. English is a must if you want to get into the IT. So the third part, well, let's go a bit into the coding. So there are so-called coding standards. And when you write the code, yep, I can define a simple variable like a, I, x, and so on. But when you have to code review somebody else's code, well, basically, you will have no idea what this is meaning. So you will need to figure out a way how to, well, name your code. So A could be apples if you are writing a code that counting the inventory of a shop that's holding apples or supplies. So you need to figure out a way how to, well, name your stuff. And if you are not familiar with English, then this can be a challenge, not just for you, but for the other person collaborating with you on the code, because they will not be able to understand the code, and it will cost precious cognition power to understand the code that you have written. And coding standards may help you, and in the coding standards there will be hopefully some guidance about how you should create a variable or a function naming that will be optimal for your coding project. So, I'm not the best person and probably position 2, and probably my camera is playing with me. So, I'm not the best person who are talking about this concept, and probably because it's on YouTube and this is supposed to be an English video, then you may, well, understand a bit in English. But many of us don't know and don't want to realize it, but a language has 4 aspects. Can you write? Can you read? Can you listen? And can you speak? And for writing, yeah, we can have some cheating application like what I'm using. Oh, I just wanted. So I'm using, sorry, I forgot the name, and it crashed. Okay. DemoGuide. So Grammarly. It can correct your spelling, can suggest great alternatives for learning new stuff. I'm using it daily, and it helps me with my writing skills. The other thing I'm using is this whiteboard. Grammarly can help me with writing a letter on my computer, but now I want to force myself to write on the table, and it forced me to, well, to use English. Reading I was surprised that there was a OmniPython, maybe. Sorry. So there was a how it's called, a comedy show where there were two person talking with each other, and one of it could read and listen to the conversation in that foreign language, but she wasn't able to read, write, or speak in that language. So, reading is reading technical stuff, books, videos with the transcripts could help you improve your reading skills. Listen. Audible. Number one. And YouTube. But I'm not talking about listening to music, watching funny videos on YouTube, learning IT stuff on YouTube. And Audible is great for many other applications, like many other skills. And speaking. With these videos, I try to force myself to speak the language. And when I first started this journey about creating YouTube videos, I realized that I wasn't able to speak not even one sentence fluently in English. But after this, I was able to communicate my ideas. I had many videos which I didn't publish, but it forced me to learn the language, which will result in I was able to apply to a job that required me to communicate with the team. And the best part of this, if you have a native speaker on the team, because talking with him or her could significantly improve your work performance and your job value. I still need to thank John for, well, being a part of his team and working with him. This experience was a great opportunity for me to learn, and this is why I highly suggest to different organizations that are not using English for their daily stand-ups or with their working environment to just, well, try to speak in English. And optionally, you may want to hire a native speaker and try to, you should try to communicate with him, her, more often. And the second part, why, just to mention, In my experience, I've got an IT job without writing a code for several months. It was a surprise for me, but documentation, yep, practicing. Is alone a business value. It can be a source of how to improve your security, how to improve your language skills, how to improve your, well, your IT value. And it's often overlooked. And one time, because in my resume I have this point that I know about DocOps, I got the job, and I sorry, and I wasn't so I didn't have to write a different kind of code examples like how to write a simple sort or similar things like this, because I know a bit about the documentation. And why I have a whiteboard? If you have documentation, you may want to invest in a skill presenting. In IT, when you create or try to create a new product, then you may want to somehow present this idea. And how to present this idea? Well, is to use your English skills confidentially. Sorry, maybe. With some slides or even a whiteboard. And this whiteboard, I have, how it's called? Whiteboard phobia. Like presenting in front of an audience and speaking confident, I have an issue with this. So, maybe you think about I'm a douchebag who tried to speak about how important English is, and he can't speak the language well enough. Well, I'm forcing myself to do so. And this is my number one advice for people who want to get into the IT, want to switch to a new job, because only 5% of the world population are native English speakers. Around 20% of the population learned English, but in IT, well, almost everybody know a bit about English. And many of my previous colleagues were not able to speak in English, not able to write a customer letter or response for a ticket. And this made them struggle in their job. They were not able to find a new opportunity. and they try to learn different kind of programming languages, but in the end they stuck in the same organization, same position, or even got fired because business changing, and you need to be scalable. And if you want to scale, to a bigger market. A bigger market probably will speak in English, so you need to learn English. But what if you are a native speaker? Great for you. Find me, and I hope we can practice our communication skills. But there are other languages like Russian, which you can learn. You don't know how many Russian malwares I had to decode and translate it because the code piece contained information about the hacker or the hacker organization who deployed it. Or maybe Chinese. Sorry. So Chinese. Basically, there are options to learn a big market on the East. Which will open you great opportunities. So, learning a programming language question is maybe not so important. I hope you learned something from this video. I was Zoltán Toma, who just forced himself to use English. So be patient. In the meantime, I'm learning and forcing myself. And this was the Curious Minds Collective, where I try to show you different kind of ideas which can improve your knowledge, your security awareness, and maybe just fun. So, if you enjoyed this video, you know the stuff, and see you in an upcoming video. Bye.